Hey guys, Letter Magic here, and I'm pretty sure I can fit some more weird stuff in the thumbnail, so that means more spoilers. Yes, that's the determining factor. So first up, we've got Angel of Suffering, or Angel of Separation, as it was called in translating, which I'm starting to think waiting on these until the English version comes out is actually pretty beneficial. So I doubt I'll cover every single spoiler today, but anyway, it's a 5-cost 5/3 double black nightmare angel creature with flying, and if damage would be dealt to you, prevent that damage and mill twice that many cards. You might think, oh, that's a really good card. Incorrect. This is like the pinnacle of bad card design, because by the time either player gets this out, you both probably have in a 60-card deck about 40 to 45 cards left. So we'll just say 40 cards. So let's say you're also at 20 life. Well, they could do 20 damage to you and you lose, or they could mill 40 cards and you lose. This mills twice the amount of the damage and then prevents it. I think it should have been the amount of damage done to this creature. I think that would have actually been better. So this is either another blatant commander card, which it's still kind of stupid, but it would work with certain strategies. Or, I don't know, they thought this would just be some neat little emergency, oh, look, he's going to survive 1 to 2 more rounds, whoa. It's just stupid. And yeah, it's 5 damage in the air flying, so you might be able to, swing back at them, but then they probably aren't going to swing at you in the first place. Or at least not with a reach or flying creature. So to me, this just screams, I'm packing my graveyard on purpose, so I'm kind of pinning them down into not being able to swing. So I don't know if you're going like Crypt Incursion with Sanguine Bond, or, summon some Eldrazi Titan from the graveyard for like 3. Whatever you're going for, this is driving it, and graveyard stuff like that and free casting is just terrible. Clearly they learned nothing from Hogak. That was one of the Modern Horizons disasters that they eventually had to ban after banning the wrong card. Boy, the levels of denial with that were amazing. So to even try to do something like that again, it just drives me nuts. So you might be saying, no, but it's just like it's supposed to stay out there for 1 turn and be an air threat, and it's supposed to like be an attack deterrent. Yeah, if your opponent's an idiot and can't determine how many cards are in your library. So like excluding the amount of damage this is going to do, and how broken it's going to be in other formats than standard, because it just is. If you're going to say it's like a last-ditch effort to not lose the game just in case, okay, or you could pay, 5 for a board wipe. There is no purpose for this. There's no reason for this to exist except to troll people in other formats. This is, like I said, the absolute peak of how bad card design can get, and how crazy Mark Rosewater can get with, whoa, look at this, you guys. Look at this effect. Look at this extreme thing we've never done before. Yeah, but is it a good idea, and does anybody want it? Does anybody want to mess around with the graveyard? The whole, what if you packed your graveyard on purpose and cared what was in there instead of just a pile of dead stuff? Yeah, that got old like 20 years ago, so this is just awful. Next up, Scheming Fence, which in its original language was either Cunning Receiver, or I actually don't know what that translates to because it's Portuguese. Thought I could do that on the fly. So there's multiple opinions of what this should have been translated to, but now I just waited for the English one to come out, and here it is. So like I said, seems to be a good idea. So blue-white, 2/3, 2 cost, Human Citizen. As Scheming Fence enters the battlefield, you may choose an on-land permanent. Activated abilities of the chosen permanent can't be activated. Scheming Fence has all activated abilities of the chosen permanent except for loyalty abilities. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to activate those abilities. So pretty obvious things with this one. 1, it's banned in Brawl. I'll just tell you that right now before they even announce it. And 2, the possibilities here are ridiculous. I mean, it's so wide open, you could just steal the ability of something while shutting it down while not removing it from play. I mean, this is just exceptionally good. Without being overpowered, it's just neat, interesting, turns the tables, punishes your opponent for doing something a little bit too good and too degenerate and too broken. I love it. I love everything about this. It is so weird how there are so many bad cards in the set and so many good cards as far as card design. Unfortunately, the overall consensus online that I read today is that this set is complete garbage and everybody hates it. It's all over the place. No synergy, makes no sense, and it's just literally all for Commander, which, well, that's what I've been saying before I even read those opinions, so I guess we're all on the same page here. Next up, Horde Hauler. It's a red vehicle, 4 cost 5/5 with trample, and when it deals common damage to a player, create a treasure token for each artifact they control, crew 3. That is so stupidly unreliable and situational, I can't believe they made this a rare, but also if you got this to actually work, it is overpowered as all hell. So inconsistent and terrible for the person playing it, and then if it works, it's terrible for the person playing against it. Once again, classic example of utterly terrible card design. This set is all over the place. Next up, Ginny Faye Jetmir's second. So it's that stupid, what the hell is even that hybrid thing where it's hybrid red-green plus hybrid green-white. So you can do 3 green, you can do 2 green and a red, you can do 1 green, 1 red, 1 white, aka Cabaretti, whatever. But 3/3 legendary creature elf druid. If you would create 1 or more tokens, you may instead create that many 2/2 green cat creature tokens, nice, with haste, or that many 3/1 green dog creature tokens with vigilance. Okay, so you replace all your, let's be honest, citizens with those. That's pretty nuts, especially with haste. Especially for 3, especially with that flexible of cost. So we finally have one of these hybrids that's actually good. Next up, Sanguine Spy, another formerly mistranslated card. It's, this looks pretty good. 3 cost, black 2/3 menace lifelink vampire rogue, nice. And if you pay 1, sacrifice another creature. I don't like outlets that cheap for when they, use red to steal your stuff, but whatever. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard at the beginning of your end step. If there are 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. Yep, it's Mega Threshold again. I just like that it has Menace and Lifelink. They should just stop there. So this is just another commander card, or modern, or anything else, because you pay 1 as a sack outlet, it's unlimited at the same time. It's like a really garbage scry, while also packing your graveyard. Like, this could go in 4 different decks. Then you got the card advantage, like mid to late game. This is really something, but really something not for standard. So next up, I'm going to go a little different direction here because I got to jump in and show off one of the craziest cards that's been spoiled so far, but full disclosure, it's in the Streets of New Capenna Commander product. So none of these are standard legal. I don't know why they look like crap. I don't know why it looks like somebody held up a cell phone to a screen. I don't know. Pleasant Kenobi was behind these. That probably is the explanation by itself. The fact that that guy even knows how to use a computer is still amazing to me to this day. So first up, the one everybody's clamoring about, Boxing Ring. It's a 2-cost green artifact. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control with the same mana value. So that just went from the most overpowered card of all time to, wow, that's never going to happen. I mean, with counters and stuff, and you go 1 through 4, okay. But you can't really take out what you want. But also you can tap it and create a treasure token. That by itself is nuts, but activate this only if you control a creature that fought this turn. Okay, so you can keep it rolling, it's kind of limited, but yeah, obviously if they put this in standard, I would not like this. In the context of Commander, it's probably just a good card. But once again, it's unreliable for the person playing it, but then when it goes off really well, it's unfair and unfun to the person who's on the receiving end of it. The pinnacle of bad card design. It's bad for both players. Unreliable and overpowered at the same time. Just if you find yourself describing a card that way, Wizards, don't print it. This is not difficult. So I really actually hate everything about this. Next up, Spiteful Repossession. It's a 5-cost red sorcery. It deals damage to each opponent who controls more lands than you, equal to the difference. Oh good, I'll put that in my Waking of the Trolls deck that I didn't build because I have standards. Then create a number of treasure tokens equal to the damage dealt this way. That's right, another broken treasures mechanic. But because it costs 5. It has got a little bit of unreliable while also being overpowered. I guess that's the theme. Next up, Mari the Killing Quill. Double black 3 cost 3/2 legendary creature, vampire assassin, and whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, exile it with a hit counter on it. Then assassins, mercenaries, and rogues you control have death touch, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, win the game because you're obviously running a Finn deck. Oh, sorry, I misread that. Those creatures also gain, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may remove a hit counter from a card that player owns in exile. If you do, draw a card and create 2 treasure tokens. So you have to hit your opponent to collect the bounty. I don't really get how this card works in the world. But whatever, I mean, yeah, just a really, really good card. And then there's Vazzy, Keen Negotiator. It's a green, red, black +2, 5-cost legendary creature, 3/3 human advisor with haste, and you can tap it right away, obviously, haste. Target opponent creates X treasure tokens, where X is the number of treasure tokens you created this turn. Okay. Whenever an opponent casts a spell or activates an ability, if mana from a treasure was spent to cast it or activate it, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, then draw a card. Even in a treasure deck, this isn't really that good, which is probably why they sent it to Pleasant Kenobi. There's nothing pleasant about the Star Wars universe anymore. Lefty SJW's ruined it. Change your stupid username. Also, you're unpleasant. Oh, maybe it's ironic. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.